Very good. So yes, we are going to be continuing here with Red Steel. All right. Well, we are pushing the Germans back out of Soviet territory. Right. Well, we've had a setback here. We have to retake this victory hex. Beyond that, though, everything is looking very good. Let's do some airstrikes on this 38T here. I do have some anti-air down there, but I don't know. Yeah, let's strike here. Yeah, I might disrupt us a bit. But no damage, fortunately. We're gonna push here. Uh-oh, they fell back. And we found the Soviets. Oh, no. We are the Soviets. We found the Germans. There they are. Okay, well, that truck, the supply truck fell back. No park can get you up to there. You've attacked with your mortars. Keep pushing on them, keep them worried, keep them off balance. Yeah, we might have. Well, let's move these guys up. We'll want to use them. Well, there, because we have. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, God. This game doesn't have an undo button. I didn't tell it to get on the damn tracks, did I? It just decided to get on the tracks? Maybe that was the only way it could move that far. Oh, well. You do have train movement in this game, and that is really cool. I've rarely seen the opportunity come about where it just happens to be useful. You know, you have artillery units, stay stuck back here, and you want to get it up there quick. That's maybe what we could or should do with something like that. I just don't know why that happened. Yes. Oh, thank you, Pixel. Thank you. I didn't see that and I forgot about it. Currently, there is a big sale on the other expansions. So, and Lancers here. Very good. Hello. Hope you're doing well as well. So there's a big sale going on. If you want to pick up any of the DLCs you don't have, now is the time it would be good to do that. They can't attack because they're in thick forest, deep forest, however you want to say that. They fall back. Okay, you keep. Oop, there's a bunker. Okay. Let's move around here. AA gun. Not worried about that at the moment. Okay, this is mostly just cleanup up here, so we're gonna move next to that bunker. I don't know that we're gonna attack it. Let's see, we have the air power here. Don't know. Right offhand where we want to use that. Thank you, Pixel. Now we have the German 2328 rad. And I think it's only just to have reconnaissance on reconnaissance vehicle violence here. Boom. Okay, that took them out. I'm betting there's somebody here. Huh? Maybe not. Okay. I was wrong about that. We'll let these guys come this way and clean that up. Yeah, they're bombing. Can we take off now? Yes. Now that we're all up repaired, our hurricanes are ready to engage them. Hey, Jaculius! We still need to take Culm. I want to keep the command element of Zhukov with the other tanks because we're going to pursue, I guess. Okay. These guys will inch their way forward there. These guys will come back this way just in case this is going to be more of trouble than I'm expecting. We need to send you back to a town to unload you and then advance you up. Make sure we don't put you back on trains. What one haven't? Okay, you No, they're not seeing anything this turn. I don't even know if we really should bother with you guys. Well, we can put on some indirect fire. We have to keep in mind our objectives, not just simply to attack everything stupidly. Ooh, they really hurt the train there. Well, there goes my train load of tanks that just died. Okay, well, what are we going to do about that? What we're going to do is fall back. First, let's see about killing the AA gun, then we can use our air power to pummel some of these other units. Hey, thanks for subscribing. We appreciate that. Okay, well, they're greatly weakened, if nothing else. Well, I guess we're outside of their current range. You fall back and take that out. And they didn't die. How special. Well, there goes some packs. 36s. Get these guys close enough up to do some good. Making sure we're not getting on board the train again. Now back up here. Okay, well that gets us the objective hex again. Very good. Now I'm just sure there's somebody here. These Valentines are slow. Get away from the bunker. Don't care about the bunker really. Just want to kill the Soviet infantry here. Nope. Gamers made 2 big mistakes so far. Okay, that is not a big mistake. Fortunately, I wanted to go after the artillery piece. I knew it was in that area. Well, but those were basically free tanks, Sergeant Z-Dog. At the start of the scenario was that if you used a Valentine unit, Lend-Lease unit, you then got the command points back from it to put to some other units. So that is why I used them. And as a basically not free as in requisition points, but free as in command slots, it's well worth it. So yeah, there was a reason to use them. But yeah, the T-34s are better. I might not say that about all of the other little Soviet tanks, but yeah, they are. Okay. This one more airstrike here. Let's take out the artillery. Yeah. Come on, strike. Oh, did they totally disrupt our attack? I guess they did. I just don't even know if I want to bother We don't want to stay near here. Come down here, you come down here. Pushing towards the objective point. See if they can make it. Oh, good. Hey, thanks for following. And those of you watching out on other platforms, I know I'm streaming on them. I'm currently only following the Twitch. Okay, that's getting too far away to be able to make it back to my airbase, which is over here. So we're going to just head back to the airbase. I am watching the chat on the Twitch feed, so if you want to chat, go ahead anywhere, of course, but if you want me to see it. Oh, they've got too much of an advantage. Yeah, I'm going to wait to bring up some more firepower. Hit them a little harder. Now, do we want to purchase another tank unit? Yes, is the answer. Or just bring in one of our no. We did put a bunch of stuff sort of away. We don't have enough for more T-34, so I guess not. Well, Sergeant Z-Dog, he wanted to do this for the release stream of the DLC today. I don't know if that's going to become standard. I know we've done it for the publishers streaming marathon and such. I gotta get away from that bunker and those guys, yeah. That whole northern offensive is just too weak to really be much good. Yeah. I've been making some silly mistakes. Yeah, that's right. So I don't know going ahead. I'm very happy to, we've gotten back 2 of the objective, to stream on multiple platforms. I think it's good for, we're going to get back to supplies. And we're going to retreat all the way back to there. These guys are going to retreat to here because I just don't need to keep taking the losses for no apparent benefit. We need to focus on our objectives. You keep shooting down the German bombers. That's your job. You need to go back to get fuel as well. Probably, no, you don't need to. So we're going to strike. Yep. You put up a little bit of flank. You need to also immediately head back towards the airbase. You might as well come. Can you get land from there? Yes. Good. Okay, let's see. Can we be smart about this? Probably not, but we can at least attempt some level of smartness. Well, I guess we're going to take out the supply truck. And no, we're going to stay in the forest. Better cover there. That'll be still too far away for this assault. Okay, they've taken a pounding. I think next turn we'll get that. The goal is to take every objective hex. Get all the objectives in 28 turns just for a decisive victory. Instead of the 32. Say 28. I hope I said 28. Instead of just the 32 turns. You flank down to there. You come to here. Yeah, then come down here and shell up to there if needed or useful. I'm drawing away from some of their bunkers because I don't need to, like I say, just attack to attack. But we do want to come down and put pressure on. Yeah, that's just a little too vulnerable to just put up the AT guns right there. Yeah, I'm going to guess there's somebody there, so these guys are going to move up. Yep, next to it. I'm going to save my points. Yes, continue. A bit of a slow grind for the air here. You land, you come up here, you land. I guess that these, yes, need to start heading home. We're heading to base. They are fighting desperately. But have been forced to fall back. Yeah. Oh, well, we found some anti-tank guns. They've got to be running out of ammo soon. And Stalin will never run out of men, so... okay. They're just going to sit there. They're going to sit there. They're going to attack the airbase. Nope, they're just going to hang out there. Man, they're sure being offensive with those Nurgelwaffers, however you pronounce that. Smoke troops. Ouch. Yeah, I sort of expected that might have happened. Okay, well, let's move our aircraft over here. Take off. Yeah, oh, you can only take off one at a time, or one per turn, I think is what it is. Okay. These guys are going to fall back, so I don't need to be next to that anti-tank gun. Well, they went down. Okay. That is good. I think that gets all of our primary objectives done. 19 turns. I guess we'll just clean up the battlefield a little bit. I like that breaking glass sound right at the end. Oh, they retook this, did they? Not that that overly matters much. You come up to here and land because we don't want you running out of fuel. Any recommendations? Well, buy it now because it is on sale. No, I don't have a recommendation because all of the ones I've played are good. It's just what you want to play. If you want to play Germany, pick up one of the German DLCs. They're good. Maybe not typical German, but also good. I was recently playing the North Africa DLC. Sorry, I forget the different names. If you want to play the Pacific, there's either from the Japanese perspective or the Americans. A lot of naval in some of those DLCs. There's a Kriegsmarine DLC if you want to go with that. One of my favorites still, and I think it's still a free DLC. I know it goes way back to, I think one of the first DLCs was a Battle of Britain DLC, in which you're playing the British, trying to stave off air attacks and things like that. That's, if you can find that, I presume it's still out there. That's really good. Panzerkrieg, yeah, I will go with, that's a very good option. But it's just, if you want to do a lot of naval and Pacific War, we'll go with that. If that's not your interest, don't. So I would put them all as relatively good, and all of them, it's sort of like the labeling on the tin. It's just it's sort of what you expect a lot of times, I would say, in what you're getting. It's not a surprise. To the forest, I'll move the reconnaissance up there just because. Okay, well, we've got that. I think we're ready to end this turn here. Well, let's save this, escape. Because I think we're gonna have an end of mission here, I think. Let's hope. Okay, now I haven't played the Kriegsmarine DLC. I have it, but I haven't played it, Van Bishop. So I can't comment on, whether I think it's good or bad or anything. I'll take your word for it. I have played definitely some of the Pacific focus. The naval action was really cool. And so if you like that kind of thing, if you just want to do this type of land battles, yeah, stay away from the Pacific campaigns because they have a lot of naval and those type of operations. So, major victory. Your operation was a smashing success and helped to create the Demyent pocket. There's also the Kulm pocket too, that we're both going on at basically at the same time or very close to it. Unfortunately, our offensives were less successful. Our other offensives were less successful, so defeating Army Group Center is entirely now out of reach. Okay. New commander is available, can be attached to one of your units. Okay. Commander enlisted Vladimir Itush. Okay, we'll put him on some unit. No, we're not going to save the replay. And no, I have, as you can tell, like I haven't played the Kriegsmarine. I have not played all of the DLCs. Played a bunch of them. I find them very enjoyable. Okay, you've gained 3 new specialization points. Do you want to consult? Yes. Okay, so now we have, and we can do the slider bar over here. Potential ones. We have 3. Don't know if there's any because any that we can research right now because it looks like they all take more than 3. Radar, scrambling, forced labor. Okay, so we're going to close that. Okay, so we have the Kretch Peninsula. Red Army runs into stubborn enemy resistance when trying to advance beyond the Parpatch Narrows to ease enemy pressure at the besieged city of Sevastopol. Okay, so this, just to give you the time frame, obviously it's February 42. The U.S. is in the war. They have not yet landed in North Africa. This is not the later post Stalingrad Kretch Peninsula attacks that the Soviets did do. So very early on, and I don't know anything really about other than what they're saying here about this earlier Kretch offensive. I do a little bit about later ones. And their retaking of the Crimea from the Germans. Welcome to the Crimea Front, Commander. You know we recaptured the Kretch Peninsula after the Kretch Feodosia landings at the turn of the year for Feodosia, I don't know, has been lost in January again, and their front lines are shifted to the Parpatch Narrows. Moscow demands that we expand our gain and renew the offensive to force the Wehrmacht to divert resources from Sevastopol, which is still under siege. Both sides have meanwhile fortified their lines, so this is not going to be easy. Expect hidden mines and bunkers hindering our advance. Okay, so engineering troops can be very useful. Your priority is to drive the enemy from his defensive positions at several villages across the peninsula. Romanians near Telemachk or Telumach seem to be the most vulnerable, but dug-in units further back are certainly determined to hold their ground and may launch local counterattacks. Unfortunately, the weather and terrain are currently not on our side. Together with fierce enemy resistance, this could turn our attacks into a bloody mess. Luftwaffe has ramped up air operations, but currently seems stretched thin between Sevastopol, the Black Sea, and the rest of Crimea. Our Black Sea fleet is running supplies and reinforcements to Sevastopol, and the warships routinely bombard enemy targets at the coast on their way back to ensure these ships can achieve their mission and do not fail or do not fall victim to the Luftwaffe's anti-shipping operations. Okay, so it looks like we get a little bit of naval management here. Okay, take Telumchak in 14 turns. Hold 3 primary objectives at the end. We have a total of 20 turns, it looks like. Destroy targets at Feodosia in 10 turns. These are secondary, of course. Ensure support vessels return safely. Provide effective fighter coverage. Okay. So we have our forces now. We've got a lot of aircraft. Well, we've got a lot of points, so we're going to see about reinforcing 44. Yeah, we'll get you up to it. Do we have the traits of this guy? Okay. Land infantry. Okay, reducing enemies' fortification level looks like. So, I think some heavy infantry here now. That, oh, I think we need to put them on the map first, maybe. Not been a little while since assigned commander. Okay, well, let's look. 63 command points. Since we're looking at battering the enemy, victory hexes right along here. They want us to get up here. So, do we want to try to fight our way across the river? There's a bunker. Well, these are our bunkers. Okay, good. Yes, this is the first time I've encountered this. Scrolling, it takes way too slow. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now on the map. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work to reduce the enemy's fortifications. Okay, I guess those last engineers that we had were mission specific and not permanent forces. I think we should do what T-34s do, sort of a mass attack through here. Don't know how important anything down there would be. These won't take up too many command points. Hopefully these will be able to get across that river without too much difficulty. Okay, some artillery. I think, because we were supposed to protect the 15 air points. The ships. Let's go with some fighters to do that. I don't know, I was disappointed in the Hurricanes last map. Okay, looks like some Yarado Seaplanes are coming after them, so we'll want to send some fighters down that way. These are 3, so let's go with two Aleutians, and we'll go with yeah, one set of Hurricanes as well for escort. Now back here. Okay, 20 command points. If we go with that, that would leave us with 14. Okay, what we need to see about doing is purchasing some engineers, I think. Don't we have engineers here? Paratroopers, conscripts. Oh, here it is. Soviet engineers. Yeah, at least one in trucks. Deal with, they were talking about mines. And let's purchase another Soviet engineers. Without trucks. Deploy them. And let's undeploy these guys and undeploy these guys and move the engineers up front to clear the way for the heavy tanks. The first Soviet DLC. Get this one for oh, very good. Very good, Ben Bishop. I don't think that this is part of the, what is it, 50% off sale, this DLC. Would just not be my normal expectation. Okay, so we have 2 engineer groups. Well, let's fully reinforce that. Well, we get that. For no, 3. Okay, that'll work. Let's grab 1 Valentine. I know they're not that good, but they are still tanks. And get these relatively light artillery pieces. That will leave us with just enough to afford more Soviet infantry. Yeah, let's come out of the north. There we go. I know deployment isn't the most sexy thing to do. No, we're not going to upgrade the units. Okay, that gets all of our command points. We still have plenty of reserve or replacement points, requisition points. Which I think we're going to save. Okay. So that will end our deployment turn. Yes. Take up here in 14 turns. Hold 3 primary objectives at the end, which could be these 3 cities. And, oh, where's destroy targets at Fredosia? Where's Fredosia? Oh, down here. With our navy, I'm presuming, and or bombing. Don't think they expect us to get down there. And provide effective fighter cover for the navy. Okay. So, well, let's send some lags down this way. And the more fighters coming down. And there are MiGs. Okay. That's going to try to be our effective fighter coverage for the naval operations. Now, let's move up our reconnaissance, because that's what it's for. I'm not really seeing anything particularly new, like a minefield. Okay, well, we found bunkers and minefields. Okay. We want to clear that at all. And they have anti-tank guns. Pak 38s, the 50mm type. Okay, no, we don't need to move right next to them now that we've cleared that. Ah, we've found some mines. No, we don't want to attack them. Mines cannot be laden. Yes. Pantera clearance button. Well, we'll look at that next turn. I'm thinking there's probably more mines up here. Why do I think there's more? Probably because there's a lot more. Some Romanian 37mm Bofors. I didn't know they used those. Oh well, let's pummel them. Okay, sounds like a plan. Let's see. Oh well, can't quite get there, but they'll head that way with the fighter escort. Should have an option to clear that, I think, next turn. Okay, well that's looking reasonably good. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, okay, we are, I guess, currently just protecting the merchant vessels we don't have. Okay, they're coming back. We're going to stick next to them right now so that if these guys come in, we have some anti-air capabilities. Well, I think end the turn here. Yeah, that's sort of what I expected from playing the, like I mentioned before, the Battle of Britain DLC. Hopefully these guys will give, yeah, some level of AA. There we go. That's what I was expecting. Well, they cleared the mines for us. That is good. Oh, hello, bunker. We didn't see until we bumped into you. And you're getting AT protection, I should say. Okay, do we have any engineers up in this group? No, I think they're just going to have to clear it the old way where we take damage. Ouch. At least it wasn't terribly fatal. This is gonna slow us up a lot. No, you're not going to just blatantly run in there. Yeah, no, we're not doing that either. Yes, the KVs are doing their job. Not much we can recon just yet. You guys come down here if there's a counterattack. Now we do have some air cover here. I'm guessing there's going to be anti-air somewhere. Ah, How interesting. Sharbies. There's our FOC for lanes. And our fighters are going to come up close up. I do know about... Oh! They've got an ace. Don't know who that ace is by the picture. We will have to worry about it. And another aircraft over here. Yeah, we'll keep inching you forward. Good, we've got that AA gun covering all these artillery units that are moving. No, we're gonna clear the mines smartly, I would say, instead of that. What else? What are we forgetting? Okay, yeah, you come up into the dense forest. No really where for you to go. Oh, yes. We're going to anticipate these guys moving forward a bit. There we go. Hopefully keep them all alive. There comes the fighters racing down there. Yeah, well, let's move you up this way. I'm going to leave these other guys just to sort of hold down there. The southern flank. We may face some sort of counterattack, but might as well have them. Oh, couldn't you move this one first up to like here or something to keep us all nice and snug under air or anti-air protection? Oh, here come the Stugs. Living the Stug life. Okay, our fighters are giving some level of protection, but not very much. Sharbies are counterattacking. Or just attacking, however you look at it. Oh, see, now that was good. Both ships got AA cover. Or AA attacks in. Ah, Romanian aircraft it looks like. Okay, well let's deal with this down here. Less decisions to worry about. Take out the Arados, which were decent aircraft, just not fighter aircraft or whatever. Oh, there's some more aircraft over there. They spotted. Well, since they're doing so badly, let's come over here and... Ooh! What do we... Ju-88 with another commander in it. Okay. About an even trade. No. Let's come up to here because you're going to be moving up along this path, hopefully. There we go. Okay, well, good thing we sent those over that way. Alright. Here. You remove these. Don't know that I really wished you to advance there. Well, I think we need to attack a bigger threat right now. These guys are going to head home. think to the upper airbase until we clear out some more of the enemy air. Yep, we're gonna push. We're gonna push. Okay, they could come down to there. They're gonna fall back to there. Not a lot of this heavy artillery. May not all be heavy, but it's artillery. Move up the anti-tank guns to support all three of those infantry units. Yeah. Reinforce him. There we go. Nice pincer movement on these guys. They've moved. Found another bunker. Yeah, charge! As they race across the open plains. Okay, more Romanians. I do think we need to reduce the bunker down. Get out of the water. You can maybe attack next turn. There we go. Keep them near enough to cover all of those from bombing attacks. Alright, gentlemen. How does this look to you? I think pretty good. Progress against, you know, obstacles and such. Yep, stay dug in down there. Since they can't really attack, I don't think we will. Yeah, let's see about just bypassing that. Well, they'll be able to clear it. Yeah. Next turn. Yes, we want to go ahead. Okay, yeah, okay, you're avoiding attacks. Good. Don't know if that was a very good move, but oh well. Okay, their artillery is... They even have more stugs up there. Yeah, we're going to move away from that bunker. Well, at least it's a somewhat weakened fighter unit. Ooh, big. What was those? 170 millimeter gun firing there? What it looks like. Oh! Velo Criftone? I'm sure I'm butchering that. Very good anti-air work there. Okay, good. The anti-tank guns helped, but they still killed our infantry. Ouch. The Romanians got out of their trenches. How surprising. Okay, well, let's deal with our naval situation first. You, okay, you can come here and still get back to eliminate them. Boom. Fighting the Luftwaffe veteran pilots is still dangerous business. Nonetheless, our fighter squadrons managed to cause serious losses to the enemy. Very good. Hopefully they'll all move forward nicely. Now, where did there's our Hurricane 2s. They still have an advantage over us, but we're just stronger, more reinforced, so we can suck up more damage. You fly back to here and land. You do the same. Means we won't have much air for a while, but useful. Okay, well, now these guys no longer have... Well, no, they still have the entity. Why did I think they were gone? I don't know. Just because I didn't see them there and I thought maybe we'd attacked and killed them. Okay, those are engineers. They're not the best for this. Since that Sharby killed one of our units, I really want to bring it down. Okay, well, I've basically drawn its teeth at least. You just move away from the bunkers because you don't need to be shot at. I know they're down there, but let's just come to here. Worry the Stukas a little bit. There we go. Without loss, took out that. Very good. Move up along the coast, you come to there. Okay, that may have been a mistake. That was a mistake. What's the squad level? Well, yeah, it's maybe not quite that. But it's definitely more of a tactical level than we've been seeing. Yeah, we'll... No, we'll move it. I want to get this guy forward. Well, who knows? That might save these guys. Probably not. Well, this... by moving up might save them. Yep, we'll take out the anti-tank guns first, and no, we won't move in to occupy them. Okay, well. They've moved and attacked, these guys have not, so... No, we want to try to get there. Keep focused on the target. BA tends to do some good. Combat. No, you're not moving up next to the enemy. You're moving away from the enemy. No, no, this is friendly. Yeah, let's stay where you are. Just deal with any Soviet counteroffensive. You're staying, you're staying, you're staying. You're reinforcing. Okay, that's good. So Pino said Panzerkrieg, he really liked that. And then Bishop didn't like so much the Kriegsmarine DLC. But what are your favorite DLCs for this game? Or just, if you've only played one, what's the one you played? I would be interested to know. Anybody and everybody I'd love to hear from. So I recently got a request on my YouTube channel to play more naval stuff in this, so I'm just wondering what people are interested in. Either generally, if you like to play it, you would like to watch it as well. You played the Winter War the most. Okay, that's a good one. I've played a bunch of that. Okay, well, we provided effective fighter cover. That is good. Now this means we need to head home for refueling purposes, of course. And theoretically, maybe not so much in the game, but for rearming. You're just a little too weak, so we're going to fly you up here and land you. Okay, well, we've mostly dealt with this little counterattack. I know there's still, like, units here. Burn the forest down with the minute. Rising Sun, good naval. Yeah, most Marines are varied. I have been playing also some of the Burma Road, that quite enjoyable for me. Okay, we're getting a bit battered, but I think we can continue pushing on these guys. Oh, hello. Hello. We found some more of the enemy. No. Not gonna get them isolated. Want to use the tanks on them, the bunkers and such. Oh, they survived. They're tough. Okay. Well, we might as well just take them out first, then attack here, continuing to push up. Okay, now I think is time to repair some of these units. Interesting thing about the Gauss AAA 4M Maxim. It was four 1910 Maxim machine guns. That's in the 7.62 by 54R caliber. And so my understanding is they're basically the standard machine gun. I say that in that a lot of anti-aircraft and aircraft machine guns have higher cyclic rates. They shoot faster because they're shooting at aircraft that are moving faster, so they need more volume of fire to be effective, or it's just wasteful generally for sustained fire on the ground. But with four of them in a row, it was described, and I've seen some just some photos of it, that it was like shooting a laser gun even in the day up at the aircraft, because there would be this sort of continuous stream of tracer bullets going up there, and so you just sort of move the beam of tracer bullets onto the target, so it really helped with attacking them, and the tracers would burn generally long enough for the effective range of the gun. So if the gun was going to be able to hit, so it really helped in swinging around and getting on target, because it just say if 1 in 4 bullets is a tracer, as they would like something like that, they'd likely load up more tracers than standard for a anti-aircraft gun. So always one of the 4 basically would be shooting a tracer bullet, and there would be enough of those things. It would just be this sort of glowing path to the target, and so it really helped them, the AA gunners, to get on target. And so that just an interesting image I've had of that. Okay, well, let's be a little more systematic. Okay, the Aleutian. I guess we can launch you. You're full strength. You're not. You can get. Yeah, I know I launched this guy, but I'm only knowing of one good fighter unit here, which is all the way down at 4, and he's at 10, so we can get at least one aircraft hopefully coming back for offensive operations. We'll get these guys rather soon to come and sweep this guys. Now they're going straight after the AA guns. And they're retreating probably for fuel. The 109s were fairly short-legged as it comes to air operations. Uh-oh. One of our heroes is wounded. 5 turns, he'll be out. And they've cut off our heavy tanks. Well, I think we can get them back into shape, or into connection. Okay, so here we are seeing a fairly serious German counterattack. And good thing I didn't push right into the middle of those other units. And the one that I did push there was a little already chewed up a bit there. Okay, yes, wounded. Vladimir is wounded. Coming back on fumes and fumes alone. Looks like. Okay, well, you might as well shoot up at that. You're going to head over here. We're going to... You're the hurricanes. We're going to... Yeah. We'll try to keep you good quality. Fully bring you up. Use the engineers on the bunker. They should be able to do a good job. Hopefully for little casualties, but we will see about that. Ouch, they can't retreat back. Well, since they can't retreat, we will continue to push. Well, we come up and take this. Good. Oh, we're not moving next to the bunker. And again, no, we're not moving next to the bunker. Move up our AT guns in support. You're going to get, again, reinforced. So with you guys. No, we're going to stay on the defensive there. I think for the moment it is the best thing. Wish I had an anti-tank gun up there. When you play the scenario, you might want to make sure you have one up north. Now we are back. Let's take out that. I'm not going to push up because I want to stay in supply line. Hopefully stay connected. Cut that. Okay, our illusions. These are the strength 3 ones. No, they're not going to launch. You can come up here. You can come to here. We might want to start swinging these guys back over here maybe next turn. Maybe we should have already been doing that. Well, let's continue. Yes, I know. At least they're not heavily surrounded and they were able to retreat. Good. Well, it's not an entirely bad idea to attack the AA with your bombers if you have nothing else to do, but I would have just tried to avoid it. That may be a bit of a problem there. Why didn't you retreat back up to here? Because you're going to die now. Uh-oh, what do we have here? Some Romanian tanks. Are these FTs? Or R-35s maybe? Okay, what are these? Yeah, R-35s. Romania did buy some of the Renaults in the interwar era, and I think maybe the Germans even gave them a few later on. Okay, well, we're closing in up here on our early objective, but I think we're going to take this town first. So, let's move you up. You get to shoot at the fighters and just stay right where you are. So you're not really hurting them. Fine. Yep, like I say, coming in on fumes. But they did their mission. Now, let's see if we can get the Hurricane 2 launched. And we also launched... No. Didn't I... Well, we'll reinforce you now. Okay, well... Maybe I should have used them down here, but the... Well, the Focke-Berlin is out of range. Yeah, that probably would have been a good idea. And let's see what we can do with this. There we go. Perfect. Engineers got to town. Very good, infantry tanks. You're doing what you're supposed to. Reporting the infantry attack. Now here. See what we can do to these stugs. Yeah, I say we're just going to keep entrenching in along there. Very good. Okay. Nope, so we're going to stay on the defensive now. Oh, well, we can artillery somebody here. That would be useful, I think. Good. Your escort is abandoning you. We're going to go after Fedosia. Okay, let's end the turn here. Yes, run away, run away. That's the best plan at this moment. Okay. Let's see what we can do with all of this. Hello, Drogadines. How you doing? I'm sure I'm butchering that, but how you doing today? And yes, we are tanking it up here a bit. Let's use long-range fire from there. They're going to close infantry assault it. Zukov. Some reinforcements. Okay, now that we have ground them down a bit, let's attack with the infantry. Those Panzer IIs are hurting. Panzer II, an interesting tank. I would say it was mostly set up to being a training vehicle, as it were. Oh, you moved to there, did you? Which means we will bump into you, damn. But not just a training vehicle like the Panzer I, in my opinion, was very much mobile target for practice. No, I would disagree. The Panzer, well, before the Panzer I even comes up, there's sort of the agricultural tractor, which is more or less just, and I say more or less, but just an engine, drivetrain, and tracks for what will become a Panzer I, in which there's no even, upper tank body. I mean, everybody just driving in the open. Does sort of vaguely look like an agricultural tractor. Those are used for quite some time, I know, as just training vehicles, and obviously there's no weapons attached to them. The Panzer Is, they're primarily a training vehicle, while they were figuring out what a tank should be. You know, they had gotten down the idea that there should be a turret on it and other things, but that just basically where the Panzer II really, and you know, they came into the late in the war with an upgraded engine one, the Lynx or the Loesch version of the Panzer II L model with a very fast engine. And what it does make is a rather good reconnaissance vehicle. And so, if you're looking at it as a tank, no, but as a well, I guess we don't have much of a choice. We'll bump into that, but we're not going to go into the forest. So, I like the Panzer II for what it was, in that it's a light armor vehicle. Okay. Well, the half-tracks for reconnaissance. They were definitely there and used as reconnaissance vehicles. I keep the short one. I think it's the 250. I keep mixing up which one's the 250 and the 251. One of them is the longer one. I think it's the 250 is the short one. They were used. Some had just even a sort of a little 20 millimeter turret on them, just for reconnaissance. Others are sort of reconnaissance companies that carry infantry. So it's definitely a recon type unit, but it is also sort of a fighting infantry. Oh yeah, so many models of those things. But those vehicles, those half-tracks, are not nearly as cross-country terrain effective mobile units as, say, a tank would be, a Panzer II. So Panzer II will go across much more terrain types quickly, more maneuverably than your half-tracks. The 8-rad armored cars have some benefit, definitely in the speed range. I think they even have a tighter turning radius because they're, four-wheel turning. The it's not just the front wheels that turn, so they can turn very quickly. Because the half tracks can't quite do spin in place kind of thing. So, but with the Russian mud and whatnot, sort of balances out that the half tracks can get through the mud and snow better than the armored cars. So they're sort of winning and losing between the 8 rads and the half tracks. And so I look at the half tracks, the small ones, as a sort of a good reconnaissance slash exploitation infantry type units, because they have some would have mortars in them, the short 75 millimeter guns, the L-24s, or the 37 millimeter guns, which are no longer going to penetrate anything like a T-34 as an anti-tank weapon, but would definitely penetrate the T-26s or things like the T-60s, which are the later light tanks. Hey, what's so? How you doing? And so, for its uses, the little Pac 36 guns mounted on things, and they do have a 37 millimeter, high explosive round. So those are all sort of light fighting vehicles, engaging other enemy half tracks, engaging things like the BA-10s, and that's sort of where I would want to use them more and produce the Panzer II. See, the Panzer II. And there's sort of two different versions of the tracks. I sort of favor the early spring-leaf mount type ones. They did have the sort of interleaved wheels that, it's sort of better, but they build up, dirt builds up mud, Soviet mud can jam them up. So they're more maintenance intensive. But you got to realize, so okay, you have the Panzer I or Panzer II. And you can keep making them for reconnaissance. They stop at some point, obviously, and then later build the Loesch version. But you keep in production, which is really sort of also their beauty, the Marder 2s and the Wasps, the 105 millimeter, artillery pieces, tracked artillery pieces. So they continue to have a good purpose up until the end of the war. That's sort of why some of the stuff I like about the Panzer II. So if you're looking at them as tanks, which they were definitely used for in Poland, in France, and in the early stages of the invasion of the Soviet Union, they start to become very limited vehicles. But if you look at them as a reconnaissance vehicle, it's like, I'm driving around the battlefield looking out with binoculars. I see enemy tanks. I report them and I run away from the enemy tanks. Something like KVs. We know Soviet gunnery wasn't all that great. So that unless you're surprised at close range, you get ambushed or whatever, you can probably run away from any KVs you see before they will do a lot of damage to you in a Panzer, or group of Panzer IIs, a Zug, a platoon, whatever you want to call it, could probably run away from them, but report their location, and then you bring up the long barrel Stugs or whatever, and work as, or even things like the Martyrs, work as tank destroyers to take them out once they're a known location. So that's sort of what I like about the Panzer IIs, and there's no obsolete weapons. There's no useless weapons. So even the pike has its uses. It's just that you have to tailor the type of weapon to the terrain, the environment that you're operating in. And that's just how I look at it. It shows both the desperation Germany's in and the great inventiveness the Germans showed. Things like the Martyrs. Martyrs 2s and 3s, basically. In that they take... they continue to make useful the, engine production, the drivetrain, the track production, the basic hull production, which is an important thing, and make them useful for things like the Panzer IIs and Panzer 38Ts up until the end of the war. And so they're really smart in that, but it also shows their desperation and that they've got to keep these, outdated or less useful designs in production, where the Americans can convert over and even switch over, I think, if I'm not mistaken, away from the Lee/Grant holes and engine setups to more of a Sherman type setup to do the Priests, the 105 millimeter self-propelled howitzers. And just sort of like, oh yeah, we've replaced all of our tanks that we had with newer Shermans, and now we're going to send used but no longer necessary Shermans back to America because, hey, they haven't been killed, so they're still very useful and functional, but it's more of a limitation on the numbers of men that we can both train, equip, and supply, which is a critical element for the Americans overseas, versus the production levels. We can produce more tanks than we can man. And so that is, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. As much as I don't like, they did the job. They got upgraded and won the Eastern Front. Yes. You see, and I'm very much for the idea that the best tank for the Soviets is the T-34 because it got the job done for the Eastern Front. It was very effective but crude, sort of like the AK, very effective but crude. The Sherman is the best thing for the Americans in all of its versions as it gets, upgunned and whatnot, because it is one of the most reliable vehicles, and easy to maintain vehicles. And so if you're having your supply chain coming from America and going to, Burma jungle, going to some Pacific island, going to the Soviet East Front, though they use more of the Shermans as training vehicles. Soviets really liked them as training vehicles because they would, drive time and little maintenance. They would train them up on Shermans and then put them in T-34s to go into the fight. So maintaining, sending spare parts and whatnot to the Soviet Union on the Italian front, the Western front, wherever. So you have your supply chain all the way around the globe, literally, for the Shermans, that no other tank in the war can really do that as well as the Shermans can. And then something like the Panzer IV for the Germans, in that it starts the war and it ends the war still as an effective tank. Yeah, you compare a T-34-85 to a Panzer IV with the L-48 gun barrel on it. Yeah, the T-34-85 is going to come in as a better vehicle, but the 75 millimeter gun can still knock out the T-34 in the frontal armor if you hit it on the right spots. And of course, you can make things like they did make Stug 4s. Most of them were on the Panzer 3 holes, Stug 3s like this, but they did, because one of the Stug factories gets bombed and they want more Stugs, and they're simple and easy to make. They start just literally sticking the Stug tops on the Panzer IV holes, as well as making the Jagdpanzer IVs as well on them in several different versions. So that is sort of the beauty in that vehicle, whether in the tank form or some of the other support gun forms, is very useful throughout the war without being too complicated in manufacture. So it is the best tank for Germany in the war. Yeah, later in the war, you because they're facing heavier and heavier things, you need to design something like the Panther, and the Panther gets better as time goes on. So it is still a maintenance headache, but not nearly as bad as we're talking about the Kursk days when it was just god awful. So I forget how many don't even make it to the front lines because of just literally maintenance problems. And so I really think that those are the right choices for each of the nations. And whatever may be, quote unquote, better in a, tank on tank battle. We have to look at it at an army-wide viewpoint for all of that. Okay, well, I want to thank you all for being here. We've sort of run out of time. We will be continuing this in a later playthrough. So if you haven't already, please follow us here on Twitch, or if you're watching on YouTube or one of the other places we're streaming to, you can hit subscribe there. And I've just posted my link to my Twitch channel. You can follow over there. I normally stream on Saturdays and Sundays, but also there's a link there to my YouTube channel in which you will be seeing, you just scroll down on that page, more videos, including I'm going to be posting, if you didn't catch all of this up in segments over on my YouTube channel, as well as many other great Slitherine games are posted over there, so you guys can check them out. And it always, we love building the community here, and that's very much part of what we're doing, but we're also presenting the games so you can make an informed choice as to what you buy. It's no longer look at the sexy box cover and buy that. You get to actually see how the game goes and see if it's something that's worth your money. So thanks, everyone. So it's next week, I think I'm streaming this continually, but I'm saying I know it's definitely going to be one time or another. So we'll be continuing this. So thanks, everyone. See you next time.